what do you do now? How do you come up with like some sort of counterpoint or polyphonic? So I'm going to show you guys some of the little things that I do, especially when you're droning around, especially for this particular chord, whatever key that you're in, wherever you've added your capo or not. If you're not having your capo on at all, you're in the key of D something, like D Mixolydian, D Ionian, or D minor, or whatever key you're in. No matter where you add the capo, if you find that you're lucky enough to have a tune where you're just droning on that chord 1 a lot, you can do what I come up with here, which should be, there's a couple of wee things. Hammer on that second course. So if I just go back to this for a second and hammer on here, the second course on the 3rd fret. Da -dum -dum. So it's a G flat. So you're hammering on. That's what I do. I do that a lot when I practice. This is the first wee one. I'm just going to build it up and build it up and build it up. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is that. Da da dum, which would just be. Okay, so. You know what, guys? I might just leave it. It's going to the sharp default all the time. So, yeah, I'll just leave it like this. So just make it easier. It's more the sound you're aiming for, because I'd have to keep changing it every single time I hit a different note. Da da dum. So. That's one. Okay, and you can put them together. Oh. Okay, or even. Okay, so there's another couple in there as well. Okay, let's try it with her playing just to see, can we put a few of these in? And again, we're just going to repeat that A section. loads and loads of wee ideas in there. Yeah, I do that a wee bit as well on the third course where you've got this, well, it's A sharp, or you can think of it as B flat. Da dum dum, where you're hammering just a semitone further up. There's something in there as well. Yeah, going down even from up here. Da, 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 dum. Whoops, there we go. So that's C sharp or D flat is the way I think of it. Da, da, dum. So ba, ba, bum. And then da, da, dum. F sharp is G flat in my head. So you'll find that a lot of these little ideas pop up at the end of phrases, or coming up to like a cadence, or even at the end of the actual section, the A section, just like as a little turnaround that you would call it in jazz or blues, like a little turnaround area. So you can start off with just da 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 dum. So it can then become, which then can become. So hopefully you're able to see how one thing can grow out of another. So just to do the simple version first. Da 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 dum. Sorry, I'll do that again. A sharp, G sharp, F sharp, and then back to G sharp. So here, da 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 dum, and that's all with the strums, or individual picking if you want to do it arpeggiated. So you hopefully able to see where that comes in. If I just do that little rhythm just on its own, let's see if we can keep that going. So you have the... And this is how I would practice. I know it can sometimes drive people crazy. I'm sure like any neighbors who are listening to me playing are probably absolutely sick of this at the stage. But when I'm practicing, I tend to sort of build stuff up that way. So I'll come up with something very sort of straightforward and very simple. You know, just like a little idea, a little sort of beginning of something. Da 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 dum, and see if I can make that, elaborate that into something else. So became da 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 dum. So just adding the da 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 dum. At the end of like a bum ba da 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 dum bum da 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 dum ba da 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 dum da 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 dum bum ba 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 bum da 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 dum bum ba ba bum da 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 dum. So it's like at the end of a phrase or the end of like a 2-bar or every 4 bars or something. Something different. The hammer on could go in there. Yeah, maybe at the end of like the A section itself. That could be the sort of the special one that you could do. So you can use your pinky or you can use your third. If you're going to use your third finger, you probably have to, like my fingering at the moment or my hand, as you guys can see, it's probably a wee bit straight. It probably needs to be a wee bit more curved, like to get that, you know. So rather than playing like this, it needs to be more like that. So depending on your sort of more favorite position, like if you're more sort of into playing like stretched chords and stuff, if you're used to doing that, then you may want to be using your third finger here. It might be more comfortable. And if you aren't, you can use your pinky. So sorry guys that the strings are quite tinny. Yeah, I need to change these. I'll change these for next week. You'll have fresh new strings. I was going to change them today and I thought, no, I don't want to start a live stream with, you know, completely fresh strings because they'll go out of tune every 2 minutes. I know they're out of tune now, but they're kind of in tune with themselves, even though they're out of tune with Olivia. Okay, so there's quite a few things there. We have one little idea. We have a second idea from that. We have a third idea from that. We've got a fourth idea from that. Just the hammer on. So there's four ideas. You could maybe start with just the hammer on. It's the easiest. Dun-dun. Then the second idea. Then the third idea. And the fourth idea. And just sort of mess around with those four. Just go between one and the other and string them together. Put the fourth and the second idea together. The third and the fourth idea together. Put 3 of them together. Put all 4 of them together. Just do one. Then don't do anything and just drum. So there's lots of variety you can get out of just those little ideas. If I just do maybe the first 2, or I'll do the whole tune just so I just use all of those. I know at the end, like she does go to a different chord, which we'll look at later. So there's a little chord progression we've got to remember at the end, but we won't worry too much about it just now. So here we go. just trying out other things now.